and outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, I know this is weird, and people are like, what are you guys doing if you check out this thing live? What the heck is going on? You still got the regular show going on. Yeah, we got thrown kind of a curveball here today, and we have a meeting that we have to be in at 11:15 today, which would be pretty much right in the middle of when we normally do the podcast. And I don't know how long it's going to take. So, that would be way late, and people be like, what? There's not at all. So, yeah, so I know it's throwing everybody off. I do apologize. Trust me, it's throwing us off too. So,
but it was either this or not get a new podcast.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was the options of, either do what we're doing. So we got, some stuff running on the radio, and we wanted to make sure that we did this for you. So you'll get the same amount of KVJ. This is the most creative way that we could think of to do it.
Big meeting today.
I kind of feel like we've all cloned ourselves right now, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, do what you can.
We're competing against ourselves, which is an interesting
we really
strategy.
Yeah. Yep.
Who will win?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It hurts my brain to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go. So that's pretty much what's going on. That's why we're doing this right now. So thank you so much if you've jumped over, and we apologize for the confusion. So we did get a nice little email here. A lot of people seem to be liking the Friday happy hours that we're doing.
Woohoo!
Michelle said, just to let you guys know, all the happy hour Fridays have given most, if not all of your listeners, something to look forward to. My husband and I say thank you to all of you. I know it's a lot of extra work, but it's very appreciated. I can't stress that enough. Again, thank you from Mark and Michelle in Okeechobee.
That's sweet.
That's very kind words there.
Yes, it is. So that's very cool. And you're like going, I don't know, is this worth it?
I like to hear what everybody else is drinking, too. That's fun to me.
Or what they're eating.
Yeah.
I'm very much into it.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a little something different. It's not necessarily as great as being in a bar or having a cocktails and karaoke event, but, hey, it's the best thing that we can do right now.
It's the spirit of it.
Yeah, it is.
And since that's all we got, it is nice to be together.
I kind of disagree. I kind of like it this way because then if I get too drunk, I can just fall asleep in my bed. I don't have to go too far.
Just roll right over, huh?
Yeah.
You don't got to Uber to your bedroom.
I'm my own bouncer. I have to kick my own ass.
There you go. I got another interesting email here. Sherry said, I work at a law firm, and I've been working from home for over a month now, and I hate it. I'm pretty tech savvy, but I prefer to work at the office instead. I'm 35. I have no kids, and I prefer to not work from home. Whoever says they prefer working from home must have weird social issues. Aww. I miss being around people. I miss moving around. Besides in the space of my home, working from home has put me in this lazy, unmotivated state. I'm too comfortable. I need my old routine back.
It all depends on what your gig is. If you got a gig where you actually enjoy going, the people are cool, you have a great atmosphere, I can see how that would be very annoying working from home.
Yeah. I get that too. I think what would be really the best is, what we talked about on the regular show a little bit today. And, what we had said basically was that they're talking about maybe doing some 4-day work weeks where you would go in 4 days out of the week, and then one of the days then you would do from home. But that would give you more flexibility in your life. If you had a road trip or want to do something like that, then, you could take a laptop with you and, kind of still be able to accommodate those weekend plans, but not have to wreck your trip.
Yeah, I can see a lot of people not loving working from home if it's a shitty situation there.
Absolutely.
If you like socializing.
And by shitty, we mean kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Ask Panda. Yesterday, Panda had to go for a 4-hour bike ride just to clear his mind because all he's had is Rocco up his tuchus. And Rocco loves electronics. So imagine trying to edit with Rocco obsessed with everything you're doing.
Yeah.
Rocco wants to get on the computer and help you while you're editing.
He went on a 4-hour bike ride. That is a sign of a man going through something.
I wasn't entirely positive he was coming back.
He's just
At
gone.
hour like 3 1/4, I was like, oh shit, we might have just had to kiss him goodbye.
Like every 4 years, my dad would just disappear for about 4 or 5 hours on a bike. It's something a man's got to go through.
I get it. I saw it. I saw it in his eyes.
Yeah.
I was like, you go, babe. Just
That's what happens.
be free like the wind.
Is dad coming back? I don't know.
We can't make no promises. Just everybody do their own thing, and when Dad comes back, just leave him alone.
Megan said, I loved how Rocco changed V's name on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got in there and...
I don't even know how to change the name on it, but yet Rocco knows how to change the name on the Zoom label.
What did he change it to?
Rocco?
Wow, that's good.
I know. He's figured out so much. He figured out how to wire. So he's got these speakers. You know, he loves speakers. He figured out how to wire them to his TV. So now in his room, he's got the loudest speakers blaring the audio from the television show. You can hear it all through the whole house. It's like cartoon audio on steroids.
Is he
Wow.
looking for any work? Because I really would like to get some.
Right.
some
I don't know how he
stereo.
did it. I have no idea how he did it.
He's pretty impressive. He is a smart kid. You can tell.
He
And
is.
he needed an external power source, so he went out to my car and
Wow.
he got the I keep this mobile charger in there constantly charging, so I have it. He took that as his power source. I'm like, how do you know how to do this?
That is pretty amazing. Good for him.
I did not help him. Neither did Panda. Panda was on his 4-hour bike tour.
Just fucking driving.
Just could not get
He's like,
away.
should I turn back? Nah, let's see how far I can push this thing.
Big Zane for Port Mayaca said, Kevin, what are you trying to say? Do you agree or not agree? Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Never fails. Every single show. You confuse me to the point I feel like Denny's and Jaybird on 420. I mean, anytime somebody asks you a simple question, 9 out of 10 times you respond with yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Can you please make up your mind? Can you quit straddling the fence and grow some nards and make up your mind? Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Dear Kevin, what do you think about breweries closing? Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. What the hell? Evan, what are you trying to say? Well, on the breweries, I said that was, what do you mean? I don't want breweries to close. Was I wishy-washy on that one?
Still kind of a dick, Kev.
Okay. All right.
I can't remember your specific tone of the conversation, but you cheer for beer, so
Yeah.
why would you want that?
I can't imagine where I would be like on the fence of, yeah, maybe they should close. No, not at all. Absolutely stay open on that. But I mean, give me some, specifics and let me know. I will be honest with you, though, when it comes to stuff, there are things where, especially when it comes to the coronavirus and everything, my mind goes back and forth because I read new things and I'm like, okay, I've got a different perspective. I'm not the kind of guy where I try not to lock in to something. I try to keep an open mind because things do change. Lives do change. My opinion does change. And it's gone, like I said, right now when it comes to this coronavirus and going in and out and whatever, I haven't done anything. I'm still doing the same monitoring of everything. I'm reading as much as I possibly can. But I like to be able to say, okay, if I find out some new information, to me, that's just common sense. If somebody gives you some new information and it changes your perspective on something, you should change your mind probably. If you don't, you're kind of a dumbass, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess.
You're talking to two dumbasses.
Yeah, I mean,
so
you're
it's
surrounded
tough.
by the dumbest of dumbasses.
Yeah, and somebody texted in and said, call them out at Virginia and Kevin. You said it's okay to get your hair cut, and suddenly now it's okay for people to make their own decisions on their own health because you want a haircut. But you call any one of us selfish or irresponsible for wanting to use a boat ramp or go on a boat, which, by the way, is about the most isolated you can get from other people. Maybe if you wanted to boat yourself, you'd have a completely opposite stance.
I think you're getting lumped in with Virginia law, Kevin.
I was going to say, I've never disparaged anyone for going out on their boat with that.
I never understood why you couldn't go out in your boat if you're being the respectful, the one that's not fucking around.
Right, and the only thing we've ever said was that we had a problem with the people tying up boat after boat after boat or going to the sandbar and doing body shots and like all these people all on top of each other. responsible, safe social distancing boating, it sounds like a fine idea.
Then you got this comment. Virginia, oh hush. Stop with all the bullshit. You speak out of both sides of your mouth. P.S. Jay Bird is so fucking handsome.
It's a great comment.
Yeah.
Not with that beanie. I'm sorry. That dirty beanie.
I made up the comment. And this isn't fucking dirty. I wash it every other night. You are just as bad as the fuckers on Twitter. Kiss my dirty ass.
It's so easy to push his buttons.
Oh yeah. You got a lot of balls, lady.
I do.
You're a little
and
easier.
all my balls like pushing your buttons.
You're just as easy to push the buttons.
Whatever.
I could fucking have you
I'm cool as a cucumber.
I could have you lose your mind in under 3 seconds, but you know what, Kev?
Bring it.
I'm cool. Ain't gonna do that.
Bring
Ain't
it,
gonna
beanie.
do it.
Ain't gonna do it.
Bring it, dirty beanie.
Yeah, I think for me, and it will be interesting to see when we're, one, allowed to do haircuts. I wouldn't do it because, one, you can't do it. And then, two, it'll be interesting to see what they, when they'll be allowed. I wonder if it's something in the next 2 weeks. Are we talking another month before haircuts are going to be something that people can do? I think right now everybody's just sitting back like Virginia and looking at Georgia. Be like, let's see what happens there. Let's look at those numbers.
And then, too, you know, parts of Georgia, people are still saying, we don't care if the state is opening. We're not opening yet. We don't feel good.
Right.
So it's not really a true litmus test.
Yep.
We're just saying everybody needs to make their own personal choice. And my choice is not to be out and about just yet. But if you want to go be out and about, go be you.
I think what people are saying is you were real strict 3 weeks ago, but to Kevin,
because the state is loosening up, I'm loosening up.
To Kevin's point, things change, and so does your attitude with new information.
Of course.
Your perspective's going to change.
You can't just stay in where we were 3 weeks ago because the disease is not where we were 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. We're all going to be changing, hun. Hate to break it to you.
Oh, who's getting their buttons pressed now? Oh, yeah, when it's towards you. Yeah.
What I think is going to be interesting is just as you start kind of like leaning into this, because the way I look at it right now is I'm just trying not to introduce anybody new to the circle. I got you guys. I got, my family that is there, and my daughter. And
Your 4 trainers.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't gone to the gym. I'm not doing like somebody. Kevin's going to the gym. Like going, and Kevin doesn't believe we should have boats. What? Like, that's how it is. I'm not going to the gym. It's probably some offhanded comment that, see that dick? Yeah.
Talking out of both sides of your mouth, you dick.
Yeah, not going to trainers, not going to the gym, not disparaging people on boats.
But you still are a dick.
I am still a dick. I'll give you that.
These are troubling, confusing times under Virginia law.
Yes, I know. I'm getting grouped in with all this stuff. But yeah, I think that's what is going to be interesting is as they start loosening these things up, if you get around somebody new, my first thought is employees start trickling back here into the building. Well, that's somebody realistically that is new. And now you may go around somebody that is older or whatnot, and you're like going, okay, I have technically been around somebody else that might have touched the surface that has maybe changed my parameters on coronavirus.
Well, I talk about the one woman at the grocery store who tapped me on my shoulder.
That bitch.
And then helped me get jam for her because she was too short. I mean, we were in each other's space.
It ain't the time, lady.
If she had corona, she could have easily given it to me and vice versa. But that does happen.
Under normal circumstances, you help a woman get jam. But these are not normal times. But then you need to get your own jam.
Someone would say, well, what's the difference between Bird getting jam for that woman, she touched Bird, or having someone go over Bird's house? What's the difference?
I think in the terms
there is no difference.
Of speaking from a virus standpoint,
there's no difference.
The virus doesn't see any difference in that situation.
Absolutely not. It's both are a violation of Virginia law.
But just hear me out on this. What if you got one person that you want to come over, 1 or 2 people, but you know for a fact they've been quarantined, they haven't been fucking around, they've only been in their house.
Does she have boobies?
I think we all got boobies.
I mean,
does she got?
Are they nice?
I think with any of this, it's kind of like the same way as when you have sex with somebody without protection, because it's almost like you have now taken on whatever anybody they've ever been with that they've had sex without protection with had.
From a certain point of view, corona is kind of like an STD.
It is kind of like an STD in that respect, because once you introduce somebody new, then whatever pathogens that they had from somebody else that they met somewhere else is now, and that's how it really spreads.
Well, if you follow the guidelines of doing the social distancing, you would argue that corona is the worst STD out there because you can't even fucking hug a motherfucker.
It's all the negative effects of an STD without the fun of fucking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really, that's why I think it's the worst one. I'm joking.
It's changing men.
Someone's going to say, Jay Bird, it's not the worst STD, you insensitive dick. You're learning from Kevin.
You guys are wishy-washy.
Yeah. Oh, I am wishy-washy, and I will change my mind.
Yeah, but that's really, in a sense, what it is. And so what they say that we need more of is contact tracers. And that is basically people who do nothing but track if somebody is infected. Who have you seen? And then they got to find out who they have seen, and that is their job.
And then you can do it by your phone if you sign off on it.
If you sign off on it. But I saw that most Americans can't or won't use coronavirus tracing apps.
Because we're afraid that they're going to use this information
against us
diabolically. Like, who is going to protect this information? They can't even protect your social security number.
82% of Americans said, I ain't doing it. 82%. So it's going to be not at all effective by using those apps if 82% of people aren't going to use them. Yeah, so good luck on that.
83%. I didn't vote.
There you go. There's another one who's not.
Hopefully the sample size was larger than just you is going to change it by 1%.
1 whole percent.
Hopefully it's larger than 100 people.
That's not a good survey.
They say to do it right, Florida needs 6,450 contact tracers, and we've got 500. So, yeah, we're a little bit behind.
I was looking at the stats, and of course, I pulled them from these stats might not be right.org. And it said that the most deaths in Florida, it goes Dade, then it goes Broward, then it goes Palm Beach. But Palm Beach was not that far off from Broward. Have you noticed that?
I kind of heard the same thing.
You went to fakestats.net as well?
I did.
Okay.
I went to bogusstats.com.
Got ya.
Miami-Dade has 369, Broward has 207, and Palm Beach has 196.
Yeah. Those are stats I saw too. All right.
So your numbers.
I was going to ask Kevin a real question, and I forgot it because of your stupid question. You made me forget.
Oh, darn, Kev. We don't get Virginia's big question of the day.
I had something intellectual to ask Kevin.
I'm sure it is fucking...
Oh, I know what it was.
What's that?
So if somebody gets the coronavirus, I think that person should be required to put the social tracing, and they should be able to backtrack it on their phone and see who they came in contact with to warn those people, your ass better stay home because you might have it too because you came in contact with, Phil at the gas station that definitely has it. So there's a difference between uninfected and infected.
So you said you had a question for Kevin. That was just like a long...
But I wanted to ask Kevin if he agreed. Nobody asked your opinion.
Just a long run-on.
I tell you, I think it's a good move, but I will tell you that coming from a very conservative family, i.e. my parents, and seeing their conversations, I always grew up with this mark of the beast nonsense that one day they were going to track you and that, this is a Nazi type tactic. And I'll tell you, because I get wind of the alt-right's opinions on this, and hillbillies with guns in no way, shape, or form are going to let you trace them or track them.
Even if they have COVID.
Nope, not going to do it. They are not doing it. They right now already believe that this is government intrusion and this is borderline Third Reich stuff.
They're trying to shoot the coronavirus.
Yes. So, seeing where their tone is set today, I'm like, okay, that unfortunately is not going to happen. I don't think.
Then why do we have all these tracing people if nobody's going to do it?
I think the contact tracers, those are people that are just saying, okay, they make calls and they try to say, okay, hey, so this person was that. It wouldn't be something where they track you and follow you.
Gotcha.
Whereas the app is something that would follow your whereabouts, where you're going. We know all the time. So
these people are following leads they've been given.
yeah, and they would say,
And
hey,
numbers.
you came in contact with somebody who is in contact with somebody who had coronavirus.
Gotcha.
So just to let you know, and then the whole point of that is hoping that person to say, you may unknowingly right now be carrying the virus. So if you could, please quarantine yourself until you know for sure for whatever 10 or 14 days or whatever we got to see on this. That's why having that testing where you could tell in 24 hours, you could be like, you need to go take a test. It would tell you if you have coronavirus and if you came in contact with them in the next 24 hours. So the better testing and the contact tracers we have, you'll more quickly be able to isolate people who are infected to stay away from other people. That's what they're trying to do. But civil liberties is going to become a big question. So
Are you
that's
telling
what
me
they're
where
doing.
I can go?
Yeah, they don't take kindly to that. My folk don't take kindly to that.
I'd imagine in your area, it's more we're breaking out. We don't want to stay in it
Big
anymore.
time, they're done with it. Yeah, they're done with it. They're doing whatever. And I just saw today that they said that coronavirus is spreading more quickly right now in rural areas. Like I am in a definite rural area. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff
How's
that's
it
going on.
looking specifically, like in Logan, where your parents are?
Last time I talked to them about it, it was I think about 2 weeks ago, and they had one case in their county.
And
Okay, that's good.
Was everyone like this? Pussy.
Yeah, so they're like, honestly,
That guy was soft anyway.
Yeah.
well, they feel like when you live in the country, kind of like they do, that they've already been doing. They're built for social distancing.
We've been doing this for 30 years.
My next neighbor lives 8 miles away.
Don't tell me I can't go deer hunting.
That's kind of it, yeah. So there you go. So that's kind of what you're dealing with when you have a free country. That's the interesting stuff is that, people have their opinions. You see them and hear them. And
There was so many different types of fights. And this is just on my own personal Facebook feed. It's not even like a trending thing. It's people that are just friends with me on Facebook. So many different fights from the whether you should leave or not. Somebody thought Tara Reid was the legit actress, and someone's like, "You dumb fuck! It's not the actress." People were fighting about that. I mean, there was so many fights breaking out.
yeah, well, that's people, exercising their right to free speech. That's a welcome to America. That's what you get. Camille said, hey, just wanted to run this by you to get your thoughts. I just had the strangest experience whilst ordering coffee at a drive-thru. I ordered an iced coffee black and was promptly corrected by the attendant who said, back over the speaker, you mean plain. I paused and then responded, an iced coffee with no sugar or creamer, and she again corrected me and said, yeah, plain. I awkwardly drove around the corner to pay the cashier at the window. It was a young black woman who had looked annoyed to see me. Was I just accidentally racist? Is it not politically correct to order a black coffee anymore? I live in Miami, and as a Kevin-level Caucasian, I find myself always trying to be very aware and cautious of being offensive to other cultures. Just wondering if this is a thing other people have heard about. Yeah, I mean, I have not heard of that myself. And
I haven't either.
When it comes to my own opinion on this, some people, no matter what, are going to try to make a point of anything. And they are just they're looking to be offended.
But that's what people call it. Coffee black means you just want it with nothing in it. I'm sure the establishment would not be happy to know the girl working their drive-thru is yelling at people.
That person who got mad is fucking insane.
That's not racist.
No.
That's somebody ordering a coffee.
You consider where it's coming from. When you're ordering a black coffee, you're not being a cocksucker. You're just trying to order a black coffee.
Yeah, I would feel that way too. Right now, I would assume that would be somebody who is set a little bit too tight, and they're probably just looking for a reason to try to, shame somebody. And yeah, because I've not
That's
heard that
rogue.
before.
That is rogue.
I've not
Oh
heard
no,
that
no,
before.
you'll see stuff on the internet. A lot of stuff like that it starts off on the internet, and it's a small percentage of people. But just because it's a small percentage of people that get offended by anything doesn't mean it doesn't bleed into regular day life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with anything, I am always trying to look at the tone behind it, and I do. I would be like, okay, well, why is that? And I have not heard that before. And it's something that, now that you mention it, Camille, I don't think that anybody that I know, and I'm not going to ask anybody I know that is African American, be like, hey, are you offended by black coffee? Because they'd be like, what?
Yeah, way to make it
You
weird.
sound dumb.
Yes.
You're making it weird for people.
Right. Pink Diaz in the chat room says, for instance, I'm a black woman and that's fucking asinine. So, yeah, that's probably somebody that just, today they're like, I just want to pick a fight and make somebody feel bad. I want somebody to feel bad.
That's it.
Yeah. To Keisha, she said, I'm black. It's not racist. They're probably just controlling. It's plain. You're boring.
There's plenty of racism out there that when we see it, we all need to call it out.
Of course.
But I don't think this is that, y'all.
No, I know it's not that. That person is wound too tight, and they are 150% wrong.
It just sucks now because that lady probably drove away from that drive-through and thought, man, felt
Camille,
bad about herself all day.
She did. And you know what? You're in the right space where you're just like, hey, if that happened to me, I would probably do what you had done and be like, I want to go to a forum where I can get some social feedback to say, am I unaware of something that might be taken as racist? I have a situation right now that I didn't realize, and I did investigate with it, and I'm not sure where I'm set on it yet. Have you guys heard of the Gadsden flag? It is that basically don't tread on me. And I have that shirt, and I got it because, my family's from the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I thought it was a Marine thing.
Yeah, and I wore it like when my aunt came to town. She's like, I love that you have that. The Marine Corps had adopted it, when it was just the first, when the U.S. was getting going. It started in the Revolutionary War. Somebody flew it.
Who's Gadsden?
Gadsden was I believe a colonel from South Carolina. And now it's kind of been grouped in because some of these, crazy groups that take their guns into the court, into the state house in Michigan, will start using the flag. And so it's now one of those things where it's now kind of been lumped in with that. And they say that I guess this Gadsden cat might have owned slaves.
Are they lumping it in with like the Dukes of Hazzard flag?
Yeah. And so in some instances, it's starting to get there because I saw somebody getting shamed for I'm like, wait, whoa, what's going on with this thing? It's not what I thought it was. And
don't wear that shirt.
But I educated myself on it, and I wanted to know what it's all about. And yeah, I've got it parked in my closet, but those are the kind of things where you're like, all right, let me investigate what is the validity of this. And I will tell you from a certain point of view that I'm sure I talked to somebody who's in the Marines about it, and they're going, fuck it, I'm wearing that. I'm like, I'm a Marine, and that's what we had.
And that's what I thought it was. I thought it was a Marine shirt.
They're like,
but
they can't take my symbols that I, fought so hard for and that I'm proud of and that I stand behind and believe. I know I'm not a racist. I don't stand for their beliefs, but I do stand for the Marines, and that was ours. You can't have it.
But that's what happens when people take it. You can't tell them that they can't take it.
But who's to say you can't take
it? And now it's all over the news.
But here's what happens.
And people are going to identify it as a part of that culture, whether it's right or wrong. Of course it's wrong.
When you allow people to hijack something and make it evil, and then you feed into that they win. So what's next? If someone says all of a sudden, they go on the internet and they go, the word hello, it now means it's racist. We're taking the word hello and it now means something racist. No, fuck you. You're not taking away stuff that I know it's in my heart and I know it's in my soul. And there's certain things that
it's asinine, but imagine a Buckeye logo. If they took the Block O that I always wear at Ohio State and they took that to a Klan rally and like, well, there you go.
This now means the Klan.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
That's exactly why I say you can't do that.
You can't do that because now you got, then you start shaming people they're like, wait, what?
I'm just not here to get in a fight over my shirt. I got about 80 different shirts I could wear, so I would not wear it just because I don't want to have drama with anybody.
And I think everybody's got to make that decision, and that's why for me, I did the background research on it to say, okay, I knew of it being a Marine logo. That's what I thought it was.
That's what it was.
I knew of it starting on a ship in the Revolutionary War, and so I'm like, okay, let me see exactly what's going on here. And it's something that I would definitely consider. I'm not one way or the other right now, but it is parked. It's in a holding pattern.
I just feel like I'm aging out of Earth.
Yes.
I just feel like I don't want to wear a shirt that causes a stranger to come want to start scrapping with me. I don't need that.
I feel like if you educate yourself on it and you're aware.
But I'm not going to be able to convince them in public.
It's not that. It's saying, look, I understand what it's about, but I feel good about my stance here. I don't believe in what they say. I'm with you. We're on the same page here. I'm wearing this because my family served in the Marines and they're proud of that. And the Marines started with this logo, and that's what it's about.
And that's why you would wear that.
Yeah.
It's not because of the reason it's not the reasons that you're,
Yeah.
I get why you're wearing it, but I just wouldn't wear it. For me, I don't want to fight with nobody. I don't want anybody yelling at me. Mm-hmm. Not unless it's a warranted situation.
Just be careful, though. And I don't know.
Marine people would say it's a warranted situation because I believe in this.
And there you go.
And I had family that died in the Marine Corps, and I wear this to honor them.
And they are Marines. Yeah. I definitely am far from any kind of level of that honor.
But all the small little nitpicking of this and that, all that does is divide people more.
Yeah.
And I'm just not for that.
Right.
I think that's silly. This is silly talk. Mm-hmm. The black coffee is silly talk.
I agree.
Yeah. So there you go. Question answered. Want to give a quick shout out. We had a 54th birthday here. Stacy Zimmerman from Jimmy and Lori got that in late, but I want to make sure we got that here. Also, happy birthday to Melissa. May the 4th be your day. Love, Danielle. So just a couple quick shout outs there.
Yeah, today is May the 4th be with you. What's tomorrow?
May the 5th?
Revenge of the 5th.
Oh, that's right.
It's also Cinco de Mayo.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit. Don't
baby.
you snooze on Taco Tuesday
Yep,
and Cinco
on
de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Am I allowed to dress in my sombrero and everything?
Yes.
Or am I going to get in trouble?
Cultural appropriation.
I'm Italian.
No,
You're
I
fine.
think you can wear your fun Cinco de Mayo clothes.
We're
Oh,
fine.
shit, I'm wearing it.
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.